Let's go!
Considering the fact that Oda, if not SNK producers, are retweeting some stuff from Capcom, I think that is reason enough for me to get ridiculously excited and hyped for absolutely nothing. With that being said, I would like to bet, formally and officially, 250 gift subs that the last character in Street Fighter V Season 5 is an SNK character. Specifically, the last character from Street Fighter V Season 5 is going to be either Kyo or Iori or a main King of Fighters character. Here's my reasoning. Season 5 of SF5 seemingly is going to end right around the same time frame as when KOF 15 might come out. There's a good chance they might be launching in similar fashion. It's looking like that's going to happen right now. So around the end of the year, you know, past September, leading to the end of the year is when Street Fighter V Season 5 is done, and that's when this game is probably going to be done too. It's my prediction with 250 gift subs. I'm not going to say specifically who. I'm not going to say who. The Shune or somebody like that. I'm not going to say who. I think it's going to be an SNK character or specifically a King of Fighters character in some way. I think so. But here's my double down. The double down is that I'm betting another 250 gift subs. So we have a potential 500 gift sub catastrophic fucking event that could happen at the end of this year. This is some long way away shit, right? We are far out from doing this stuff. An additional 250 gift subs if a Street Fighter character shows up in KOF 15 and shatters your expectations and is actually a part of a team guest, and it features other characters from other games. I can see it. Yeah, that's the thing. I see it now. I can absolutely see that happening. And you know what? If any of them are Rock Howard, I'll throw in an extra 100 gift subs. If either of them are Ken or Rock Howard, I'll throw in an extra 100 gift subs per character. 100 gift subs. If Ken or Rock Howard are fucking there. Fucking A, dude. If we get Ken to show up in this shit... Here's my reasoning. Capcom's fighting game division has gone through a huge amount of adjustments over the past year. A lot of stuff has happened to the development. And last we heard about Street Fighter 6 was that the game isn't specifically doing great, right? There was some leaks from some prominent Capcom leakers that were saying a lot of really negative stuff about Street Fighter 6. I think with a lot of stuff going the way it is, I feel like Capcom's fighting game division has to kind of go out of their way to make some of their fans happy. Here's a crazy thing, chat. The Street Fighter Winter update that is happening on the 11th, the second update we've gotten for Street Fighter V Season 5. And still no actual updates to that game in a long time. They're actually going to show off Dan. We'll get a release date, right? They might show off Rose, yada yada, right? It's actually going to be an update. Do you know how long it's been since they did the summer update? They did the summer update right after Ripley, my daughter, was born. And she just turned 6 months old. It has been 6 months that there has been absolutely nothing added to Street Fighter V except some random Street Fighter EX costumes. Prior to that, the last big updates to Street Fighter V were at the beginning of last year, 6 months before that shit, and they only got costume updates. What I'm trying to say is that by the time this update comes out, it has been over a year that Street Fighter V has had any significant content upgrades or updates or patches or anything outside of just a few costumes. Literally nothing. A full year of absolutely nothing. Some announcements that things will be happening, right? But nothing actually taking place until a full year later. Good costume updates, yeah. Some actually very promising stuff with Street Fighter EX characters, which was actually pretty sick. I think if there is anything that is a greater sign that shit really hit the fan at Capcom headquarters in their fighting game division, is the fact that Seth was supposed to be the last character. Seth was 100% supposed to be the last character, and this is what we were assuming when Seth came out. We're like, this is it, dude. At the end of 2020, we're gonna get a Street Fighter 6 announcement. This is it. Here we go. And then it didn't happen. And then they announced they're actually doing another season of Street Fighter 5 right around the same time frame that Ono was out of the company and he left. Clearly, some shit has gone tremendously wrong. Things are getting extremely delayed. And now we're at the point where it's been a full year and Street Fighter 5 has been content, essentially no big content updates for a hell of a long time. Pandemic, yeah, absolutely. Pandemic's a big thing. But Capcom's still shipping from all their other division stuff. The pandemic didn't delay seemingly anything else. That's what's crazy. Capcom's about to have 3 big games come out. They're about to have Ghosts and Goblins, Monster Hunter, and Resident Evil come out within the same time frame. And 2021 is supposed to be the year that we're actually affected, the game industry is actually affected by the pandemic the most, right? You wouldn't have seen it as much in 2020 because most of the bulk work on games would have been done before that, right? 2020 is a lot of polish and refinement and then pushing to gold and approvals and everything like that in marketing. So 2020 still, yeah, that still is going to take plenty of effort and time. But Phil Spencer, as well as many have mentioned, no, 2021 is when you're going to feel the pandemic. That's when it's really going to be like, oh shit, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of the stuff we were planning to do has been severely delayed. And crazy enough, Capcom still releasing 3 games in the first 6 months of this year. Big games too. Ghosts and Goblins, I guess, is a small game, but it looks great. What I'm trying to say is, it's been a long time of seemingly Capcom just working on potential Street Fighter V updates, and maybe, just maybe, some of the bad blood between Capcom and SNK that we've heard about for so many years. Maybe that stemmed from certain individuals working at each company, and if those individuals are gone, then maybe that can change. One of the biggest outliers is that there was a very large conference of huge Japanese fighting game developers that came together to talk about their games together, and that only happened after certain people weren't there anymore. It could be a sign that things are changing, could be a sign that that there could be really cool stuff, or it could be absolutely nothing. Could be a curb your expectations kind of moment, but you know me, I like to remain hopeful, which is why I have a potential 250 plus 250 plus 100 plus 100. I have a lot of gift subs, right? Wasn't Ono in that meeting? They didn't say much? No. Harada put up a picture of Ono, and the Capcom devs were like stone-faced. Everybody else was laughing at the joke that Harada made about Ono. The 2 Capcom devs were like, and everybody else was like, ha 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 ha, that's funny, ha 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 ha. It was like, oh shit, that was a genuinely like, whoa, what kind of moment. We talked about it. We talked about it when it happened. We were like, dude, the Capcom guys aren't even fucking moving. Chat, the last 3 Capcom fighting games failed to meet sales expectations. The last 3 big AAA fighting games from Capcom failed to meet their first month / first year sales expectations. Yeah, Cross Tekken, Street Fighter V, and Marvel Infinite couldn't meet their first month sales expectations. Not exceeding it, just not even what they were hoping to sell. Things had to change. Things were clearly, people were not fucking happy. It's my hope that this year is actually being put towards stuff that is going to make Capcom fans really happy. And you know what you can do to make Capcom fans really fucking happy? Throw an SNK character into Street Fighter V. I feel the only reason they're being so coy about the final character of SF5 is because it's a guest character. I said it was going to be Wolverine at first, man. I'm like, fuck, that's like Wolverine or some shit. That's going to be crazy. I think the greatest situation for me personally is Rock Howard, right? That is the greatest thing in the world. However, if you wanted to take another character from the King of Fighters universe and just drop them into the Street Fighter universe and have them feel like they've always been there. It feels like they never were not there. It's Terry Bogard. Considering, you know, the reaction that Terry got in Smash Brothers, it's Terry Bogard. I think it'd be more interesting if it was like Kyo, right? I think I'd actually prefer Kyo because I really enjoy Kyo's gameplay more than Terry's gameplay. Personally. But for the sake of like a marketing thing, people now know who Terry is because he's now guest appeared in multiple games of getting goodwill, right? That, oh yeah, we're willing to work with SNK on certain things in the future. I think you put Terry in the fucking game. Terry's probably going to look more like his KOF 13 iteration than any other version if he shows up in Street Fighter 5. He's going to be ripped to shit. The guy is going to be a brick fucking Chris Redfield shithouse. He's going to be so buff, it's going to be nuts. I don't know who shows up in a reverse situation. I don't know who the hell shows up in KOF 15. Right, if this is the beginning of a relationship of Capcom and SNK sort of working together again. Clearly, SNK has been building up, right? They now have one of their best-selling fighting games ever with Samurai Showdown. Hopefully, KOF 15 is about to be the best-selling King of Fighters game of all time. It definitely could be. That seems like that shit makes a lot of sense. Akuma's a safe bet. Yeah. Akuma is dope, right? Akuma is dope. But you would think that if there was a team guest, if this bitch wanted to shatter all of our expectations and there was team guest in KOF 15, team guest includes one Capcom character, one Namco character, and a character from Street Fighter. I'm sorry, a character from Fighting Layer. I think that's how that shit works out. I think that's how that shit works out. If this is a likely situation to happen, I think that's most likely the team guest of the game. That's my huge brain prediction for early 2021. My giant thick ass brain prediction for 2021. I don't know what characters they might be. I have hopes of what they might be, but based on the way that things are going and the time frame especially, I hope that happens so much that even if I lose 500 gift subs, even if I give up 500 gift subs, I'll still be happy. I'll be immensely happy because something will have come true. That is something that we have wanted for almost 2 decades now. For CVS to come back in some way. Granted, Bandai Namco already did it. Bandai Namco did it first. Okay, granted, Bandai Namco brought CVS back. They did it first. Tekken 7 is Capcom versus SNK. They did it first. Okay.